Welcome to Us Crazy Christians. I'm your host, William E. Smith. Today we're going to talk about the MMA God. Stick around. Now look, I'm a huge MMA fan. You probably noticed that from different videos I've done. I always have like a UFC hat on, UFC shirt. I got John Jones shirts, Israel Adesanya, Conor McGregor, just Daniel Cormier. I'm a big fan. I've gone to see several live events in Vegas, in Detroit, and Chicago, and I plan to go see a lot more. But I was watching the fight last night, and I've seen what I'm about to talk about today several different times, but the one that I saw last night inspired this video. And so I see an MMA fighter, and I like this guy, and he goes and just got finished winning this fight. He's a bloody mess, but he won. And so he's standing there and he's getting interviewed, and as he is getting interviewed and asked questions about this wonderful victory he had, he stops and he says, "First, I want to give all credit and honor to God. I couldn't have done this without God. I couldn't have won this without God. He's my everything, my earmark." And it was like, now, I know, as I said, that Christians all over the world are jumping up with pride and like, yes! And I understand that, because for the first 40 years of my life, that would have changed my whole view of him, even though I like him. But after hearing something like that, he would have become my favorite fighter, because he's on my team. He believes like me. I'm proud. We are kindred souls. God is everything. But I have to say, I have to ask, was God in any of your MMA practices? When you got up at 4 a.m. and ran those 15 miles every day, did God run them? Or did you run them? When you were sparring, did God put on a gi and spar with you? When you were practicing your Muay Thai, did God put on his Muay Thai outfit and get in there with you? Was God with you? Was that your sparring partner? Did God help you when you was doing that weight cut and almost wanted to give up? Was that God in that sauna with you, sweating with you, not eating with you? Was that God? Or was that a man? Was that a coach? Was that a sparring partner? Was that a friend, a relative? You saying it was God. When you were in the ring fighting, did God throw your arm out? Or did God punch the other person for you? Did God kick him in the face for you? Or did you kick him in the face? Now, you may be thinking that you need to be ashamed of yourself, William. You're going to upset God. You need to give God credit, because God woke him up this morning. Look, I am a Christian. I believe in God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit. I talk to them. I talk to God on a regular basis. And I believe that God is not insecure. God is not worried about you slighting him. We have an impression of God like he is an immature, pouty child. And if we don't thank him for waking us up this morning, he won't wake us up tomorrow. If we don't thank God for the food we eat, he'll make us starve tomorrow. I remember when I had an abusive stepfather. I talk about him in some other videos. So I got grown and married. I had stayed away for a while, for years. And I figured, now I got kids now. He's older, I'm older. He can't beat me no more. He showed up, ain't gonna do nothing to my kids. It'll be problems. So I bring my kids and we come over and we're visiting the family. And so my stepfather was always a good cook. So he decides he wanted to show off for my kids. And I've been bragging to my kids how good a cook he was. I didn't tell them none of the negative stuff. I wasn't saying he was abusive. He did. I had forgiven him. It was gone. So he cooks for my kids. My kids did not like his food. He pouted and threw a fit and said, "I ain't never cooking for them again." Now this grown ass man, because of children, and it was 3 of them. So obviously it wasn't like one of them didn't like it. All 3 of them didn't like it. Obviously he messed up. And so now he's pouting like a baby. I just laughed. And I was like, "Nigga, we don't eat here anyway. They don't need your food." But the point is that I looked at him like he was such an immature fool. And we put that on God every day. And we don't even think he's immature. We think it's okay. Maybe that's why we act like that, because we think God do it, so it's okay if we act like immature fools too. Let that marinate. But maybe God is not insecure. Maybe God is not worried. Maybe God was not at your MMA practice. Maybe God was not at your kickboxing class. Maybe God wasn't in the ring. As a matter of fact, if God was in the ring and helped you win that fight, you cheated. You need to be fired. You need to be fined. You need to not even have the win. You cheated because the fighter who fought against you was planning to fight you, not God. How was he supposed to win that? Not only did you cheat, God cheated. He is unfair, unjust. Is it possible that we just say God did stuff and just because we said it doesn't make it true? Is it possible that credit should go to your sparring partner? Was God with you when you were in that sauna, sweating, dying, starving to death, trying to lose that weight so you can get on that scale in time? Was that God in there whispering in your ear you can do it? Or was that your coach who was starving in there with you, who was pouring down sweating with you? But he didn't get no credit. He a second thought, an afterthought. If his name get mentioned, God get all the credit. Come on, baby. First you need to understand God wasn't there. And if he was, he cheated. If God helped you win, then he's a respecter of persons because he chose to let you win and make the other person lose. So that means he values you more than the other person. And I know that makes our ego feel good, but it makes God unfair, unjust, unwise, uncivil. That also means that he can decide to be against you when he wants to. Maybe God is on a golf course, chilling like the president, and he's given us the keys to the kingdom where we're running it now, where he told us to take dominion, and everything that happens, we're responsible for it. Maybe, let it marinate. Think about it. Maybe God is more loving, kind, compassionate than we've previously imagined. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're a returning guest and haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. Plus, hit the notifications bell to be notified every time we post a new video. Thanks for watching us crazy Christians. Until next time, be blessed.